What year were you born?
1946.
Where?
In the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean. Trinidad, West Indies.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a city called Woodbrook in Trinidad.
What was your neighborhood like as a kid?
The neighborhood was very diversified. Had all kinds of people living on it. It was a middle-class neighborhood.
What was school like when you were a kid?
Elementary school was fun. From what I remember now, a long time ago. I grew up with a lot of nice kids, a lot of kids. We had a lot of fun. We played a lot. We learned a lot and we played a lot. So it was a good time.
What challenges did you face?
As a child,
Mm-hmm.
getting to and from school, but no real challenges.
Okay.
Just trying to do all the schoolwork necessary.
What was the first job you had?
First job I had, I worked for the Lands and Surveys Department in Trinidad. We did survey of the country. We surveyed the country on the ground.
What was it like?
The job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it involved a lot of walking because when you were surveying, sometimes you were surveying miles and you had to walk with the equipment, and that was tiring.
What was your teenage years like?
My teenage years, I grew up in the neighborhood. The street that I lived on had lots of teenagers, and we did lots of teenage. We hung out amongst each other and did a lot of fun things together. We went to the ocean. We went to swimming at the beach together, and rode our bikes and roller skated when we were growing up. The whole group.
How did you meet your spouse?
I met her in Toronto, Canada.
Mm.
I've been there.
Yeah, so it was New Year's Day 1970. We roomed together with myself and two other guys, and I went down and knocked on the door, and she opened the door, and I gave her a hug and a kiss and said, "Happy New Year."
Aw,
Really?
how sweet.
Aww.
That was that.
What major wars or conflicts do you remember?
Vietnam War. The wars in the Middle East, the Gulf Wars, etc. But I remember the Vietnam War.
What do you remember about them?
About the Vietnam War, I remember there were a lot of protests because several of the younger Americans didn't want to get involved in the fight, and I agreed with them. And a lot of them came to Canada to escape the draft. And I hung out with a few of them. And the war was not a good thing to happen. I kind of protested in my own personal way, but it was a negative thing happening at that time of the world.
I think you covered the second part of that.
Okay. What major historical events have you lived through, and what do you remember about them?
I lived through the invention of transistors, which is what all technology is built on today. Early TVs, all through the internet today, and all the cell phones that we have today. Those are the things I've lived through.
And what jobs have you had?
I've worked. I'm an engineer by degree, and I've worked in computers. I worked in software, some computer hardware. I've done I worked for a traffic light control company. But these are all electronics engineering type jobs, so they're along this. And then I got into education. That's where I'm at today.
What have these jobs taught you?
Well, I've learned to develop patience, learn how to deal with people, how to overcome some of my overcome my introvertedness. I'm not as bad as I used to be being introverted. Now I speak to people. And I socialize with people that I like. It's just helped me to get along with people.
Is there anything that you wish you had done differently in life, and why?
Well, I'd have to say no. I guess I'm at the spot where I'm supposed to be. So, I guess I'm comfortable where I could go and complain about not having done certain things, but I think we're all at the spot where we're supposed to be.
How has America changed in your lifestyle?
Well, America's changed over the last. I came here in 1978, and there has been progress, but there's still a lot of negative behavior exhibited towards non-white citizens or non-white residents by people who sometimes don't even know that they're doing it because they are probably immune to some of the things that happens to them in America.
How has the world changed in your lifetime?
Well, I think because of the media and the media system that we have today, we are more aware of things that are happening. Whereas before, we didn't learn about things for weeks or months after they have occurred. Now you know about it seconds after it happened because everything is instantaneous. So the world has changed. The environment is deteriorating because the money involved in keeping things as they are is too much to turn away from. And the rich and powerful countries tend to want to maintain the status quo.
What advice do you have for us and the people in our generation?
The young people today?
Mm-hmm.
I would say get educated, learn about as much as you can, open up your mind to all types of possibilities. Don't get hung up on the minor stuff, which is what is expected of you. So that if you're meek and you don't pay attention, you're fighting with your friends, then that's what is expected. That's what they want. Then if you're not paying attention to what is being done to you by others.
What made you pick West Valley to teach?
I wanted a job in teaching, so I got it here.
What do you like about West Valley?
There are some nice people that work here. Some other teachers and office staff that work here.
What are some of your hobbies?
Pardon?
What are some of your hobbies?
My hobbies. I listen to jazz. I run on weekends. And I work out in the gym.
Okay.